Hey guys, Vaping Vic here and welcome to another video for you guys. We are back on the WTF. This is a series where I explain what something is and then explain the causes of it or my opinion on it and all that sort of stuff. And in this one we are looking at throat hit. WTF is throat hit. TH, as it is often used on forums because it's talked about so much. It's abbreviated to TH. What is it? What do people mean? What's it all about? When people say that, they mean when they have a vape, how much sort of hit on the throat, how much of a sort of little like knock on the throat, like they would have got from cigarettes, are they getting? And sometimes people talk about it like I'm not getting enough, and a lot of new vapors say, you know, I'm not quite replicating that I'd get from smoking. What can I do? And a lot of people that have been vaping a long time, they sort of might complain if they've just done a build with an RDA, they're not, and you know, they're not happy that they're getting too much for some reason, or something about the build is not quite right, or they're going at really high wattage or high voltage, and that is causing really high throat hit. So I'm just going to give you guys, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory what it is, but I'm going to give you guys a little rundown of my experiences of throat hit in terms of what has caused it for me. And the first thing I'm going to mention is something that never seems to get said when people are talking about it on forums for some reason, but for me it's one of the biggest factors, and that is your airflow control, and specifically the distance between where the air comes in to your device and the coil. The distance between the coil and the air hole, or the airflow control, is a massive factor in throat hit, in my opinion. And if you want to try that out, guys, do a single coil build on an RDA and put the one air hole slot on the other side to the coil that you want, or just off to the center actually, if you do it like at a 90-degree from the coil, and see the difference in the throat hit from putting it right where it's supposed to be, right next to the coil. Your airflow control has a big factor, and that is why certain tank atomizers are notorious for throat hit. I think it's been said that some of the versions of foggers that you've had, you know, Fogger V2, V3, V4, some of those are notoriously throat hitty tank atomizers because they, you know, because of the way their airflow control works. You know, those tank atomizers need to have quite a sophisticated airflow control, and so that can cause it as well. Another factor that affects throat hit, in my opinion, is the juice that you're using, in terms of the actual ingredients and flavours in the juice that you're using. It should go without saying that PG, well, it doesn't go without saying actually, it's quite opinionated, but in my opinion, from my experience, PG gives a higher throat hit than VG, in my personal opinion. If I use and if everything else is the same, but it's 80-20 PG to VG, then I find the throat hit higher than if it was 80-20 VG to PG. Okay, so that, in my opinion, PG causes throat hit, so maybe look at nullifying that a little bit with VG if you're struggling with throat hit in a particular juice. And the other thing is the flavours. For me personally, again, just my personal experiences, citrusy juices and menthol juices can cause me more throat hit than other flavours. You know, custards don't seem to cause it on their own, you know. And then possibly the biggest factor of all of that is your mg, your nic level in your juice. For me personally, I find that I can literally feel in my throat with the juices that I use regular exactly what mg I'm at, and that becomes a problem when you start using drippers, and it's another reason on top of all the other reasons that people usually halve their nic level when they go to a dripper, because they're creating so much more vapour, they're burning so much more juice that they don't actually need as much nic in one go. and so it's a bonus that you can actually drop your nick down, because when using a dripper, low ohms, high voltage, high wattage, if you've got high nick in there, you're gonna feel that in your throat, guys. You really are. So those are the things that have, in my opinion, caused me more throat hit than not. My personal preference is, I'm sorry, you can probably hear it in my voice actually, but it is pretty early morning here. But my personal preference is that I don't particularly need throat hit or care about throat hit. It's never really been about that for me. Sometimes I need sometimes I haven't been able to have a vape for a little bit. I really want to get a bit of vapor down my neck, but other than that, the rest of the time I'm never really thinking about throat hit unless it's too high and I go, oh, what am I doing? I'm gonna have to VG this down, or I'm gonna have to try a different juice, or so that is the only time that it has affected me. If there's something you want me to cover in this series of videos, I'm trying to, the aim is it is unique, but the flip side of that is no one has a clue what I'm on about, or my opinions are nonsense. And but this is a sort of a unique series. But if you do have something that you would like me to WTF, then please let me know in the comments. If you've got anything to say about throat hit, put it in the comments as well. And anyone watching this video, please scroll down to the comments to see what wiser and more sensible vapors have to say about throat hit on top of what I've just said. So thanks for watching.